time, now. The place, the Namib Desert. Here, in the total absence of water, life as we know it has long ago given way to desolation and death. And each year, the deserts continue to advance. The same time, another place, a green and gentle valley, created, cradled and cherished by the life-giving river at its heart. Pollution. In polluted water, healthy biological life can neither evolve nor be sustained. Within these wasted waters lurk the sinister disease-bearing microorganisms and mass-produced chemical substances hostile to life. Where lies the course of the future? Ahead, the river divides. One river rich in the fullness of life, the other a blind alley leading to extinction. Which of these two becomes tomorrow's reality depends on all of us. And that is the story of two rivers. Today, the children play in the sunlit water, and we are like children too. We think so little of the water we use. It is supremely vital to life, and yet is taken completely for granted. With the population explosion, water consumption is on a dizzying increase daily. Before the year 2000, available water resources in South Africa will not be sufficient to meet the demand. Research is essential to develop practical and economic ways of reducing the pollution of water resources and for purifying wastewater so that it may be used again and again, instead of being discharged to cause further water pollution. It's a crisis situation, and playing a dynamic role in confronting it are the scientists at the National Institute for Water Research. Windhoek is the pioneering example, the first city in the world to have a water reclamation plant in daily use. The Stander Water Reclamation Plant at Pretoria Here, the original processes for reclaiming sewage are being continually improved and refined. It's a prototype plant devoted to far-ranging research and experimentation, and even now produces drinking water that is better than water from most conventional sources. Another major user of water is industry. Paper factories now reuse treated sewage effluent according to processes developed at the National Institute for Water Research. This factory, for example, uses the sewage of an entire reef town. The paper factories require vast quantities of water. Some idea of the saving involved is obtained from the fact that this Natal paper mill uses 11 million litres of treated sewage every day, a supply that would normally have to come from freshwater sources. And the factory's water reclamation plant not only treats the sewage for use in the paper-making process, but also recycles the effluent for later use in the mill. The power stations, our providers of light and warmth, are critically dependent on a continuous and colossal water supply. Now they too use water reclaimed from polluted sources to satisfy their growing demand for cooling water. In Pretoria, at the center of it all and home of the National Institute for Water Research, is the great complex known as the CSIR, the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Their motto, science in the service of man. For South Africa is one of the world leaders in water research and committed to a constant exploration of new ways of meeting the ever-increasing demand for water. Out on the Cape Flats, among the sea sand and wildflowers, a mammoth project is taking shape. Its designation, the Cape Flats Aquifer Storage and Reclamation Project, a large-scale, long-term undertaking. Its purpose, the storage of millions of litres of reclaimed sewage to further purify itself in the sand, and ultimately to supply the water needs of an entire city. But if water is continuously reused, there will be a build-up in dissolved mineral salts. Therefore, desalination techniques must be investigated now. Always, the concern is for the future, and rightly so. Research into desalination involves the application of modern technology to produce drinking water from salt water. But even freshwater sources have problems. At Rietvlei near Pretoria, experiments are in progress to investigate a phenomenon known by the ungainly name of eutrophication. This occurs when excess nitrates and phosphates produce abnormal plant growth. Plants die and decay. Oxygen in the water is depleted, producing water that is septic and unwholesome. To combat a problem, you have to know the problem. And accordingly, this vital fieldwork is undertaken to establish how an answer may be found. From a distance, Hartbeespoort Dam presents a pretty picture, but the truth is rather different. The samples which these scientists are taking reveal the steady deterioration in the quality of the water in the dam. Yet there is hope. Results indicate that the water quality can be restored and is even now receiving the attention of the state departments, municipalities and industries concerned. The selfishness and indifference of the public make the scientists' task all the more difficult and also all the more urgent, for they know, better than anyone else, the simple truth that water is essential to all life. It has been said that the world is a laboratory. Certainly, the laboratory is a world in itself. It is a world not removed from reality, but fundamentally involved in the vital issues of our time. Deeply concerned with one major goal, ensuring that modern science and technology can guarantee water that is safe for us all to drink. The National Institute for Water Research has developed processes which short-circuit the natural water cycle, providing water where it is needed most. These techniques are more adaptable and versatile than nature's self-purification cycle. And experiments have proved that not only do they work, but are reaching the stage where their application in practice will cost no more than the cost of providing additional water from certain conventional sources of water supply. Intricate investigation and analysis of water pollution in all its aspects to detect and fight the myriad dangers that man has brought upon himself. For let there be no illusion about the threat. The fish has been exposed to polluted water. And this jagged, convulsive reaction foreshadows the approach of death. Which future will be the reality, where the river flows home to the sea? Or a sterile, polluted wasteland where life-giving water is only a forlorn memory. We have to choose before it is too late. Two rivers. The choice is ours.